Hi class, Mrs. Arnett here. Today we're going to begin working on our landscape paintings. Before we get started, I want to explain the concept of foreground, middle ground, and background. These concepts are important when it comes to creating a landscape because these are what are going to give your painting depth and make it look more three-dimensional and realistic. So let's define these terms. The foreground is the part of the painting that's closest to us. The objects here are going to be the biggest. The middle ground is the area of the painting that looks in the middle between the background and the foreground. And the objects here will have a little more detail, but maybe not as big as the ones in the foreground. And then finally, the background is the part of the painting that the images appear the furthest away. So they're going to be very small compared to the things in the foreground and the middle ground. Let's look at a painting. So in this painting by Claude Monet, the haystacks here are in the foreground. Let me show that here. So as you can see, these appear bigger than the objects in the middle or the background. Notice too how this haystack here in the very front appears bigger than the haystack over here. By painting it bigger than the other one, it makes it look like it's popping out of the painting. The haystacks in this painting also appear bigger than the objects in the rest of the painting. So that's foreground. Now let's talk about the background. Here is the background. The background is the area of the picture that appears furthest away. So the objects here are going to be a lot smaller and usually a lot less detail than the other objects in the painting. With this one, you can see how the hills and the sky make up the background. And notice how far away these hills seem. That's because they're painted very small and with just a little bit of detail. They also look a little bit blurrier than the other objects in the painting. Let's see. But that's what lets us know that they're very far away, much further away than these haystacks. Okay, now let's talk about the middle ground. I'm going to show this area to you here with green. The middle ground is everything here in the middle between the foreground and the background. In this painting, it's these trees. In some paintings, this might be where you might find the focal point or the area with the most detail, but not the case in this painting. In this painting, the haystacks are the focal point, but still you can see how the trees have a little more detail than certainly the hills do. Okay, so I hope that explains the concept of foreground, middle ground, and background. So when you are sketching out your drawing for your painting today, I want you to make sure that yours has these three zones: foreground, middle ground, and background. And that way your painting will look more realistic. Thanks for watching.